Hello, hello. It's Jay Jones with the Unfiltered podcast. And while we really tried to get together and record this week, we just weren't able to make it happen. But we're not going to leave you out high and dry. We're going to go ahead and run you a best of episode number 2, matter of fact. So sit back, relax, grab your favorite adult beverage, and take a little trip back down memory lane and enjoy some of your favorite oldies but goodies. And if you're looking for some more episodes or more cool merchandise, or you just want to read the origin story of this amazing fuckery-filled show, head on over to unfpod.com. So for the Keb, for St. Joe, I'm Jay Jones, and we'll be back at it next week. We'll talk to you soon. See you later, fuckers.
And welcome back to the Unfiltered podcast. As always, my name is the Keb.
I'm the Beeb.
St. Joe and the Hizzy.
And we hope you enjoyed part 1 of the Best of Unfiltered 2021. It is now after Christmas. How was your Christmas, guys?
Well, I learned something.
What did you learn?
The trick is to hide the Christmas pickle. You don't cut it. You do not cut the Christmas pickle. That is a rule. Okay, boys? You just don't do that.
Well, what if... you
There's a follow-up question to that?
You knew when you said that. What if you, how shall I put this? Celebrate Hanukkah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you cut the Christmas pickle?
I assume you're referring to someone performing a circumcision.
Oh, whatever do you mean?
Just a tip.
Merry Christmas, folks. We're so glad you made it through Christmas with us, and we're moving on to the new year rather quickly. I feel like we could do a whole episode right now just simply because I feel like we're on fire. And this is just an intro. And that's all it is just an intro. And I feel upset about it.
But technically, we're on vacation.
Yeah. Here we are. I'm sitting in a robe. Keb, what are you sitting in? You're sitting in a Merry Christmas hat. You're still in the spirit.
Oh, yeah. I'm in the spirit all year round. You know,
I hope that hat wasn't a gift. I mean, it looks good on you.
You know what? It was probably a secret. It was probably a secret Santa gift.
I got a free bowl of soup with it.
Yeah, I hope you did.
For those of listening, that's a Caddyshack joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not sure how long we want this to be, but this is another gift to you for the holidays. We're excited for you to be listening to it. We want to kick the new year off correctly and with lots of laughs. Hopefully your holidays have been great. You got anything more to add?
Well,
Yep.
Yeah, I do want to add a couple things from last week's episode. Number one is never keep a sheep around because you might start drinking the wine and the sheep might start looking good.
It could be bad.
Oh, come on, St. Joe. Seriously?
I mean, come on. Did you not think that was going to happen?
Were you a shepherd in your former life? I mean, for heaven's sakes.
Did you have sheep and tend to them?
He paid attention to them for sure.
Were you out and an angel came to you and said, "Alas, my love,
yeah, something like
today
that.
has been
this
born."
This was actually during Mass. He was walking down the aisle with his staff.
Here's the thing.
I always will. Oh,
here we go.
So on Christmas
speaking of a
Eve,
staff,
on Christmas Eve,
I wonder what Martika's been up to this Christmas.
So on Christmas Eve, as I'm wrapping the last presents, and I turn it on the national broadcasting channel, trying to find the Christmas version of the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, but it's not on there. The Pope is on there. It is never ending. Here's my thing: if you're a pope,
Was
you
he
can answer
poping it?
this. He is poping it, dude. If you're a pope and you're in the Vatican, which is in Italy,
No,
but
the
you're
Vatican is its
is the
own
Vatican,
country,
yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. But it's okay, surrounded by Italy, and you're there,
And you're wearing your hats
right? Your white robe,
with a hat.
with the
It's
hat,
important.
with the pointy hat. His head comes to a point. You know,
I don't know about that, but okay.
just like Neil in the Santa Claus. And but you know, he's got more important things to worry about, like where he's going to get sweaters like that once the circus leaves town. Anyhow, but come on, guys, it's a Santa Claus joke. Anyhow,
I got it.
does he speak in Italian or in Spanish from whence he's from?
So that's a good trivia question, because has the Pope ever been a nationality besides, like, Latin, or like a Latin country, or is it always like Italy, France,
Well,
Spain?
I believe John Paul II was Polish. He was a Polak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I believe he was
Yep.
from Poland.
Okay.
Yep.
You know what
I'm
happened
sure they
in
are.
Poland?
Lots of things happened in Poland.
One thing specific. Anyhow, we kind of got off the mark here.
Hey,
Whoa.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Absolutely.
Let's wrap this up.
Absolutely. The best of Unfiltered 2021 part 2 coming at you
Enjoy.
right now. Enjoy it. Happy New Year, everybody. First off, really quick, I have to say this because St. Joe, Beebs, the Atlanta Braves are world champs.
Dude, is this the first podcast we've
living
had?
under
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
All three
It
of
feels
our
like it was
teams, all three of our teams made the playoffs. One of them won. And that was this guy right here with the
why don't
Braves
you
hat
brag
on.
about it?
With the Braves hat on. But hey, we have a special guest this week. Want to introduce our guest here real quick. Got a lot to get to. Our guest this week is part of a musical duo, guys, from Atlanta, Georgia. He has an extremely popular song with a title that, dare I say, is a household name. It won the 1994 Kids' Choice Award for Favorite Song. Was nominated for an American Music Award for Favorite Pop Rock Song, and Soul Train Music Award for Best R&B New Artist. The song I refer to is called Whoop, There It Is. And I would like everyone to give a big, unfiltered welcome. Wait. I've always wanted to do this, if I may. Party people! Please welcome DC the Brain Supreme from the group tag team DC Glenn. Thank you for joining us.
Man, it's good to be here.
Sorry I took liberty, but I've been listening to that song for as long as I can remember.
You have.
Well, we want to get
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, we want to get right into it. We have a couple of segments that we normally do. We're going to kick it over to St. Joe and get into this really quick. But thank you very much for being with us tonight.
No problem, man. No problem.
Hey, DC. So my Cup of Joe is usually a little hot take kind of on what's going on. And mine deals with, I got a 13-year-old. And, he's listening to all kinds of music right now. And I was listening to it the other day, and it kind of came upon me as to what is his oldies going to be, right? So I'm listening to that, and I'm going, man, I hear Olivia Rodrigo come on and the driver's license song that just beat into the ground, right? And I'm thinking, growing up as an 80s and 90s kid myself, I'm thinking, I know what my oldies are. You're talking about Whoop, There It Is. It's instantly recognizable, any kind of sporting event, movies you hear it in. I just kind of want to know, how did that song come about? And what's the magic you think that it is behind the longevity of that song?
Well, first part of the question. Everyone thinks that Whoop There It is this big Manhattan project. And we had on lab coats and we were working on theorems and trying to figure out what is the perfect hit record. And there's nothing of a such. It's just a song about guys chasing women on a Friday night and drinking and having fun, which is the thesis of every country song, rock and roll song, R&B song, hip hop song, grunge song, any song period is about men chasing women.
That's fair.
That's all it is, man. That's all it is just a song. Now, the longevity is the hustle.
Right.
Sure.
Is the never giving up, the steadfastness, the tenaciousness, learning how to learn, playing offense, planting seeds, grinding, and just keeping it moving. That is the longevity, looking at the glass half full as opposed to the glass half empty. And just being a better man than you were the day before. That's the longevity. And you find that all those things throughout a lifetime create opportunities you never thought were imaginable. And I'm just blessed to be able to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, and still have fun and still feel like I'm 25 years old.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I mean, yeah, to hear you say that, I mean, it's pretty cool because, I don't know how many times I've been at a sporting event. It's a great place. And, hear that come on and you see the crowd just bust up. They start dancing in the aisles. They're doing everything. And it's one of those that, like you say, it's instantly everybody, it's a smile on their face. And it's just one of those feel good songs that you can get up and you're like, all right, here it is.
I mean, just to be blessed with the ability to bring joy to people through song. What? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then to have it last all these years, only for it to be in a Geico commercial that will probably go down as one of the biggest commercials ever. Because when it comes to catchphrases, I can't think of another catchphrase other than "Where's the beef?"
Right.
So they're comparing us to "Where's the beef," and that's rare air, right? Because we remember, hey, everybody remembers "Where's the beef."
Sure.
Right.
I remember the photo.
Wendy's, what it was, right? Wendy's would have just been another Checkers or something like that, but "Where's the beef?" set it off. And they had good burgers, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And the fact that we dropped the commercial when everybody was sick of the pandemic.
Right.
And everything was political and everything was COVID. And then here we come throwing sprinkles and spinning scoops and dancing and smiling and bringing joy to the world through a damn commercial about car insurance.
Hey, man, I needed it.
Yeah. Everybody needed it, right? And, that goes to the hustle. I prepare for that. I'm an actor, right? So I didn't just walk up and be like, what are we doing? I actually prepared all those things. And I had to go to the director and I said, hey, I got some ideas. And he was like, whatever you want to do, DC. I was like, well, I got a spin and scoop idea. I couldn't get nobody to make it. It'll be done tomorrow. I was like, oh, all right. I know kids love sprinkles. We got to have a lot of sprinkles now. It's like, we'll have a truckload of sprinkles, DC. Like, whoa. And we shot that commercial. And they could have made 5 Geico commercials with all the stuff that we shot in that commercial because we had so much fun that day. Because that's what tag team is about, party people, right? And that's the essence we wanted to bring to that commercial, that it no matter, you could plop us anywhere on this earth and it's going to be a party. Period. You could have had us in a church and it would have turned into a party. I don't care where we are. because that's what we do. And I've been DJing for 30 years and I'm masterful at it. Masterful at reading people, masterful at understanding what's at stake, right? And just being able to drive the bus. And I'm old school. You know, I come from the beginning of hip hop. In the beginning of hip hop, there was only one question: can you rock a party? Can you move a crowd? That's it.
Yep.
And that's how I've always lived my life. So anything I do, I'm just trying to rock the party. I'm trying to make everybody happy. I'm trying to make people dance. I'm trying to make, you know, people leave with women leave with their heels broke, wigs halfway off, dudes throwing them all over the place. You know, and I'm trying to make you leave the club and you remember that you were at my club. And that's what life is about. And I've learned to fashion it that way to where it serves me. And I just keep getting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity because I hustle. You're telling people the things that you do real time, and they're watching you make the sausage. And that's the stuff people want to see. He said, every time you tell me something, 3 months later it's done. And I'm like, I remember he told me that. And I thought he was crazy, but it happened, right? That's because I don't give up. You know, I'm a solutions guy. I don't think about problems. All I think about is solutions, right? I think about what I want. And then I think about it real hard. Like most the ordinary people be like, you can't do that. But I've already seen it because I want it, right? So what I do is, okay, I can't get it now, but let me work my way back. If you did that, maybe, it's still too far away. Work your way back. Now, maybe if you did that, flip that, switch that, bring it back some more. Wait a minute. Half of the stuff you're doing already, bring it back. Wait a minute. You're doing that now. You're halfway there. And what you've just done is create a reverse business plan with a step ladder to your goals and dreams. You worked your way back to practicality. So now you know the steps that it takes. Now it's time to put in the work. If you put in the work, there's nothing you cannot do. It's how you think about things. I just think that they call me DC, the brain supreme, for a reason.
Well, that was my last question, Kev. I'm actually going to revert back to last week's conversation when we used the word edification.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've just been schooled, and the conversation was very edifying, if that's the right term.
DC, you got me ready to run through a wall, dude. I mean, you just there's a couple things I want to point on what you just said. People, I'm 46 years old. I've been telling jokes for a long time. And, a lot of people are like, hey, you might be too old to do this, especially where we broadcast from Jacksonville, Florida. The comedy scene here is very young. And, people all the time, maybe you're too old, maybe this and that. And my response to these guys is just because you can't do it doesn't mean it can't be done.
Yeah.
And that I'm a huge believer in that, being in entertainment for the better part of my life, in one form or another. I'm very pleased, if that's the word I'm looking for, to hear you say that. You've got me ready to go out and just write a new set and go do it.
Man, I took comedy classes, not to be a comedian, but because we only got one song and people are asking, do you got an hour show? Can you do an hour? Sure can. How the hell am I going to do an hour? And I only got one song. Right. So I had to figure it out. And I went to comedy classes so I could have segues into other songs that we have that people might not know is popular. But because the segues were comedy and I'm entertaining them and we're laughing and having a good time, when I sing that song, it makes sense. Then the song is over. Then I segue again. But I'm not telling jokes. I'm just talking to the people, right? But those are I learned how to write comedy, and I use it as a segue for songs until I got to Whoomp. Once we get to Whoomp, it's over, right?
Sure.
That's how our show evolved. And me taking comedy classes actually made me the best. I am the best I have ever been at writing and rapping. I'm a better artist than I've ever been in my life. But I'm not about to put out records, right? But there are things that I can do. I can make jingles for ad agencies, right? I can make a Christmas song if there's a Christmas movie I'm auditioning for in July. You know, if I put out a record, say, hey, but I got a Christmas song. Look at me, like my record. They're gonna be like, you know what? DC was doing good with that Geico commercial. He really need to sit his old ass down. Well, DC, how do you do this? How do you deal with fear? I said, well, you be scared and you keep it moving, right? You can do two things at once. Like, I love when people give me excuses because that is the ability. I have the ability to turn that excuse into 5 solutions to put in my toolbox for later. I love when people give me problems because I love to ask the question, well, what's the solution? What? Man, I'm trying to tell you, no, what's the solution? You're so worried about the problems and your own misery, you can't tell me what the solution is. Thank you. Because now you give me an opportunity to come up with 5 solutions because of your ignorance that I can use in my toolbox and learn what not to do in life. Therefore, I flourish.
You know, I really appreciate what he just said right there. And we've talked about that on this podcast right here. That's one thing I've been trying to do, I think, for the last 20, 25 years is people come and they complain and they've got all sorts of negativity and all they want to do is bring the problems. And you're like, well, what's the solution? Or you just want to talk about the problem for the rest of your life. You want to
Beebs, for the record, the only thing I complain about is people driving with their hazards on.
in the rain.
Hey man, hey, people be getting old and they forget.
Right.
That happened yesterday. I was trying to park and I couldn't park. I said, let me put my hazard on so people go by around me. Oops. And I parked and I still have my hazards on. I was like, why are my blinkers still on? Oh, my hazards. Okay, cool. So, hey, we get old, man. But you know, you hear this a lot. Stay away from negative people. Don't be around negative people. What if the people that's the most negative, the most critical in your life are the people that love you the most in your life?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just get rid of them, but you can use them. You just don't react. You don't react. You put it in your pocket, and that negative energy turns into positive energy. It does get better. That's all you can hope for in life. It'll never be easy, but it does get better. It gets better. And that's all you can hope for, right? Because life is life. Life is going to throw things at you that you can never see coming.
You know, that reminds me of a kind of an old proverb that one of my cousins told me once. And first of all, I really love what you're saying about admitting when you're wrong and just taking it.
Oh my God.
I think that's such a healthy mindset. Woo. First of all,
DC, everything Beebs is saying right now is directed at me. You know, because
no, it's not. It's just me. It's just me kind of working through what he said. Because for me, if I don't work through it, I might not remember it, right? But what it leads me to, like the last thing you just said about it never getting easier. There was a missionary that went over to Africa. Mm-hmm. Right. And I'm a Christian, so I kind of gauge all of my stories through that lens. Mm-hmm. But he went over there and was working with some of the Christians that were in Africa, and they were trying to coach him up a little bit on the type of attitude. The guy's like, well, why is it that you guys are always happy? You know, where are you getting this from? You don't have anything. You live in the dirt. And the guy looks at him and says, you Christians from America, you don't understand. When you have a problem, you pray for God to remove the problem. We pray for strength to carry the problem.
Yeah.
And see, that's kind of echoing what you're saying. Now, we don't do a lot of serious on this podcast, but what you're saying is so true. We got a lot of people probably need to hear it that listen to our podcast. And so I just want to tell you, I appreciate what you're saying.
You got experience because you took the wherewithal to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You chose to think about, okay, if this is their problem, what if that happened to me? How would I deal with it? Right? And it's muscle memory. It's in the Rolodex of your brain. And then you get so good at it that nothing throws you. And even if it does throw you, something eventually will come, or you'll make something new up because that's your mindset.
Yeah.
That you're not going to, I'm not going to quit ever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ever quit. So you might slow me down a little bit, but I'm not quitting.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything I've done was hard. I thought voiceover was going to be easy. I thought it was my coach's fault that I wasn't getting good at it. I thought, but it was my hubris as a young man. I thought I could just whoop, there it is, my way through anything. No, dead ass wrong.
You know, I'm going to go listen to this podcast tomorrow, and I'm going to go audition for America's Got Talent. Damn it! That's what I'm going to do. DC, I would not forgive myself if I did not ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
But it always comes with a story with me. So when I am what they call a child of the 80s and 90s. Okay. I was around, and I am a very, very large 90s hip hop fan. I mean, from you guys to and when a lot of people were in the 90s, or especially early 90s, when I was in high school, they were watching, late night talk shows was Johnny Carson, and before Leno took over. Well, I watched a guy named Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, you guys had a sing-off or something like that with 95 South.
Like a little battle with 95 South to raise. It was to raise money because there was a big flood in the Midwest.
Right.
Is that the Iowa flood?
And we loped up so we could do that to raise money for the people who were in the flood. So it was all positive. And we raised a lot of money, but I could tell you that was the single worst performance I have ever had, and I vowed that will never happen again. It has not happened to this day. And that's when people started knowing me for breaking records. Everybody's like, you want your record? You want DC will tell you, because I'll tell you if I can play it or if I can't, because if the girls don't like it, it's not getting played. But then that changed into, well, here, man, I got $100 for you, play my record. Most DJs fell for that. But I didn't, because that's short-term money. And the girl's mad at you. And she's on stage cussing you out like, what the hell you playing for me? Blah, 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 blah. And it's just ugly because everybody's watching. Instead, I'll be like, nah, man, I'll play your record. You ain't got to pay me. Just do me a favor. Take these 101, the money you was going to give me, give to the girl. Here's 100 ones. And then I would tell the girl, I'm about to play this record for you. He's going to pay you. She'd be like, all right, cool. And she would make that record seem like the greatest hit record. He'd throw money, and that'd be the spark for the club. And then other girls would see that guy threw money. And then those girls would think that, well, if he plays that record for me, I'm going to get money. And now you've broken another record. And now I get the long-term money because I didn't take it. I could have took that $100, but I'm going to get $30, $40 every night, even if the girl don't make money because I looked out for her. It's the way you think about things, man.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And if I got 100 girls and I'm getting $30, $40 a night.
Man. None of those girls were named Martika, were they?
Oh, no Martika.
Okay. All right. Just, it's crazy because
Kev keeps telling us about some girl named Martika. We're trying to figure out where she's from.
St. Joseph took his 13-year-old son to a strip club in Tampa a couple of weeks ago because the Bears lost. But
she was at a dollhouse.
Yeah, one thing, we are big. If you couldn't tell it already, we're big sports fans. And I remember very specifically. I don't know if you've heard, but the Braves won the World Series. But last
Shameless.
March, there's a little basketball tournament called the NCAA tournament. March Madness is affectionately known as. And here, the majority of it you have to watch on this horrible station called CBS.
Mm-hmm.
And CBS has never not liked a commercial. Like every 5 seconds they'll put a commercial on. And I want to say the Scoop There It Is commercial was played every other commercial. And if anybody doesn't know that French vanilla, Rocky Road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough, my son was who loves it, was sing and dance every time it came on. And I know from the entertainers that I've run into sometimes, and I actually ran into a guy, I'm not going to name him, but he was going to have his song parodied by Weird Al Yankovic. Okay. And he turned it down, or he said, I would rather you not. And so I know how entertainers are about their songs being parodied. How did the beginnings of that commercial come? Like, how did that start?
It was supposed to be Soup There It Is. So me being an actor, I'm like, okay, Soup There It Is. All right. Damn. Well, I'm flipping through Seinfeld episodes trying to find a soup Nazi episode so I can have ideas like that. And they called me back. Like, no, we're gonna do ice cream. Scoop There It Is. And I was like, oh, now we're talking. And one of the guys' name's Roger. He had been wanting to do something. He grew up listening to us, and ad marketing agencies are all about pitches. So we had already did a Geico commercial, the barbecue commercial, where it's called Barbecue Trophy, where the barbecue master pit guy, he's like, yeah, I did this, and the gecko's talking to him, and then whoop, there it is playing in the background, and he wins the barbecue trophy. And it's like, okay, we already did that, but they called again, but this time they want us in it. And that kind of changed everything. So that's why I was telling you, I prepared for this. So I prepared a month for it. And Roger came up with the lyrics. We tweaked them, right? And then it was just up to us to deliver it. And it's crazy because it was just so much fun. Like, people think, how did the ice cream not melt? Well, because it was cake frosting, right?
Right.
All those little things like that, and it was just such a fun thing. And I'm telling you, this has been probably one of the best experiences of my life, because it was earned, right? It wasn't luck, it was earned,
right? Because
they could find me. See, 10 years ago, everybody thought Barack Obama was in our music video, and we did a whole week of CBS, ABC, CNN, Stephen Colbert show. And I was pissed because at the end of the week, I didn't have no money in my pocket. That would never happen again, because I didn't have a web presence. And that's what started my SEO career. Search engine optimization, the ability to be on the first page of Google. Back then, you type in tag team, it was all wrestling.
Yep.
Type in tag team today, it's all tag team. That's because the work I put in. So September, the pandemic, I get a call from my agent, Lena, the People Store, for acting. Hey, DC, you booked the Geico commercial. I'm like, why is you playing with me in the pandemic? That's not fair. Why you even playing? I was like, I didn't even audition for no damn Geico commercial. She's like, no, DC, they wanted tag team. I was like, oh. Went and checked the tag team hotline. There was a call from Geico. But they didn't wait for me to call them back. I was easy to find because they went to my IMDb, called my agent. I let my agent make the deal because that's what they do. You talk about synergy. And to this day, it is the biggest, most lucrative deal I've ever made in my life.
That's awesome.
Well, I got to tell you, it's like the only commercial where at least 3 people in my family, if it's on, someone's going, sprinkles with you while you do it on the TV. Like, seriously, there's at least.
It's so monotonous that we did the Clay County Fair.
Yeah.
And we were torn because I was like, I'm not performing that damn song. And I was like, man, we got to perform. I'm like, how can we? I was like, all right, freak it, I'm gonna do it. I told the promoter, I said, man, this is a fair. I need a bowl of ice cream. And after we finished, Woomp was like, thank you, we love you, bye-bye. And I was like, wait a minute, what am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something. Everybody's looking. Then I pull out the spinning scoop and I start spinning the scoop. And they were like, oh no, he's not gonna do it. Wait a minute, what? And they went into a stadium chant of scoop, there it is. That would rival any stadium.
My wife might have been at the Clay County Fair where they did that.
And I'm telling you, I was like, Steve, and he's like, Tasha. And when that came on and we sang that damn song, they went nuts. And then when it was over, I just paused and I just sprinkles, and they just lost it. And we was out. It's like that's the encore for every show. Just play the commercial.
That's awesome.
And it works so good. It works like it's just it's just like the cherry on top, man. So it's like we're doing the Thanksgiving Day parade. We're doing the Festival of Lights in Chicago. It's like things that we get to do now. I threw out the first pitch at the Chicago White Sox game. And because when they called me and said, we want you to throw out the first pitch of the Sox because we're celebrating they went to the playoffs and they won a division. And I was like, oh no, I can't be 50 Cent or Dr. Fauci. I gotta go practice. And I'm in the bat. And I'm like, man, I can't be Fauci because, man, if Fauci had threw a heater and a strike, the pandemic would have been over right then. Because he threw it in the ground, that's like Groundhog Day. We're gonna have 2 more years of COVID. Right?
Oh boy.
It sucked, man. It's like it just made everybody feel like crap. It's amazing what, hey man, if George Bush had came and threw it into the ground, it would have just everybody would have been so sad. It would have been but he came out and threw a strike and it changed this whole country.
Sure.
Everybody was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to do us like that. It changed everything.
DC was great, man. He had so many good things to say about life and emanates joy, dude. That's a rare quality to be able to emanate joy wherever you go. So like you said, you feel like you want to go run through a brick wall right now. So,
dude, I thought all we're going to do is talk about Whoop, there it is, the damn commercial, and now I want to like rethink my life.
Yeah.
I mean, because this dude, you talk about a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
I mean, to motivate me, you got to have a couple of things. Okay. You got to be very insightful. Check. You got to be interesting. Check. And then you got to believe in what you're saying. A big check with this guy.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, that just gave me a whole new, thought process into not just entertainment, but you know what, Beebs, your church is first on the church tour.
Yeah.
Is it? Are you
bringing my act? I'm bringing my act.
Are you?
I gotta
so
say
it's gonna be, look, if you're gonna drink on the stage, it has to be an iced tea, okay? And you can't smoke, and you can't cuss, and you can't talk about anything sexual.
Okay, I got something for you on that. Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good one. My dad used to like that.
Yep.
He doesn't like it anymore, though.
I'm not a fan.
Well, you don't have to be, because
I don't like nuts in my ice cream in more than one way.
But I'm bummed.
You don't like putting nuts in your mouth?
Yeah.
No, man, look, that's too far.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mine was just good enough.
I've been quiet the whole show.
I can't. I like a big
I've been
hard
good the whole
nut.
show, and I know you guys were sweating when DC brought up the term altar boy. You're like, oh God, I hope Kevin.
gosh.
I'm like, okay, please don't
DC,
say
no.
that. Okay,
DC,
okay,
no. but it might be flavors.
No one
from
really knows where that is.
where Billings, Montana is.
Yeah,
Everybody knows where Billings, Montana is. Don't lie to me.
Have you talked to everybody in the world?
Do you know where Billings, Montana is, Keb? Do you know where Billings, Montana is?
It's in Montana.
Wait, did you just say Will's Coxon?
All right.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. All right.
Anyway, nuts in your mouth thing.
You don't like nuts in your mouth, but Will's Coxon. Okay, I got you.
There's a sound bite right there.
By the way, that can't be told at a church. Okay,
Holy cow!
Can't be told at a church. Anyway, so there's
happening.
a baseball theme. There's a baseball theme to this. It's called Graham Slam, and the reason it's so good is it has.
Hey, can you bend over and spell run?
No, it really is
Oh
called
my
that.
God.
Okay.
Holy shit! I'm still laughing about that. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Grand Slam. Okay.
it's called Graham Slam because it's got graham crackers in it.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's graham crackers in it, and then there's these cool little chocolate chunks in it.
Okay.
And it has, and it also has honey in it
Nice.
with a vanilla surround. So that's anyway, tastes really good. Kev, what's your number one? Can we make fun
Sounds
of you?
delicious.
Well,
Let's make fun of you for a while.
the way I understood it was your favorite ice cream. I could not make up my mind, so I have a 5-way tie for first with 2 honorable mentions. I'll do the honorable mentions first. Okay. My first one is a Ben and Jerry's called Stark Craving Love, and a Hunka Hulka Burning Fudge.
Does
Those
it
are the
have
2.
does it have nuts in it?
Sure. And
Chunky
but
monkey.
my 5-way tie for first is French vanilla, Rocky Road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough.
Nice. I like it. I like it.
My cup of Joe deals with a couple different things. One of my biggest pet peeves that she does, and I just need your opinion on it, is the speakerphone. And she's always talking, and I'm torn because I kind of like the speakerphone because I get to hear what's going on. But I kind of hate the speakerphone because I don't care what's going on. So I get it when you're on Zoom and you're on that, like I get that aspect of it. But if you're going to have a meeting, I don't need to have the speakerphone on. It's kind of like the people that walk through the airport and they're on the speakerphone and you need to hear all that information. So that's that's number one. Okay. And then for all the other people that work out of home, I don't know, maybe your wife did it, Kev, the soon to be famous wife, when school was there.
World famous.
Sorry. We have an office that was, we specifically, when we moved in the house, here's your office. And I'll be damned if she doesn't go into the office. She'll sit at the kitchen counter, watch TV, do everything, never in the office, always working anywhere in the house besides the office. So those are my little pet peeves. There's my cup of Joe. Things that are kind of annoying me and I have an issue with right now.
Phoebes, may I?
By all means.
Okay. So a couple of things here, St. Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Number one is you gotta figure out whether you like being nosy or not. If you like being nosy, then it's a thing. You just let her go. But if you don't, in my experience, what you have to do is you have to prove a point. Okay. So I'm gonna help you prove the point. So when she's working around the house, and she's talking on her speakerphone. Wait until she's done, and then you text me, and I call you, and you put me on fucking speakerphone, right? And we'll teach her. We'll teach her some new words. She'll be like, well, you talk on the speakerphone. I'm talking on the speakerphone. And then you got Kev over here going, let me tell you what this fucking cunt does, you know? And not saying, I'm just saying that I'm going to tell you a story. It's going to be a little animated, you know, and all that good stuff. I will give this to the soon to be world famous wife. When she brings stuff home, she keeps it in the office, except for one bag that she transfers back and forth. That's, you know, in the kitchen. But it's not like, you know, we got school shit everywhere, you know what I'm saying now. And we have an office of which I'm in right now that she does a lot. Teachers do a lot of work from home. I'm sure your wife does too. And so it kind of feels sometimes that you kind of got to make a reservation for the office. But yeah, she's pretty good about that. But I'm telling you, if you want to teach her a lesson, I will gladly help you out. I will gladly help you out. Just put me on speaker. Let me go. You know what you do is you hit the speakerphone and you're like, hey, Kev, can you tell me how you feel about people driving with their fucking hazards on?
Right. Right.
Or just call them in a rainstorm and say, hey, Kev, while you're driving, I need you on speakerphone.
Right.
For just a minute.
I do a lot of things like, you know, when we get there, I'm like putting ice in the glass. Like, try to make lunch and banging the pots around, and she'll look at me and she'll give me the whole eye, and I'm like, what? You're sitting right there. Go up in the office.
No, what you do is you call me and you're like, hey, Kev, can you tell me the plot of the movie Spotlight?
Oh, God.
Have you ever fallen down an entire flight of stairs?
I have not fallen downstairs. I've fallen upstairs.
Okay. Second question. Were you injured?
My pride was injured.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You ended up no bruises, nothing, no broken bones, nothing. Wow.
No.
Guys are lucky. People die, you know?
Yeah. No.
Have you ever watched that show, The Staircase?
No.
There's a documentary you should watch called The Staircase.
You watch some weird shit.
Seriously.
No, dude, that was one of the biggest murder trials in the century.
What?
No.
Somebody got pushed down a flight of stairs?
Well, the evidence showed that the woman fell down the flight of stairs on her own.
So how the hell was it a murder trial?
The prosecutor felt there was enough evidence to charge the man with murder, and then he was wrongfully convicted and then let out 40 years later or something like that.
And now
So
he's a
lost.
millionaire.
No, now he's just impoverished. So he got out of prison and he couldn't do any work because he was so, what's the word? Old and
decrepit.
Let's just say prison doesn't do good things to your body.
You mean he couldn't have gone and been a sex worker?
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I never broke a bone in my body.
All right,
Wow.
this question.
Well, there was one bone, but
Okay. All right.
it was in college one time.
I went to see Martika and
Things got out of hand.
I was taking my son to
This one time. On the Tampa.
my son was like, hey, there's another fucking Lamborghini.
That's good stuff
son,
right there.
let me tell you.
Let me tell you about the Lamborghini, son.
Next on the stage is Mercedes.
All right, question number
Number three.
Coming up on stage, Moderna.
I bet, yeah, okay. Too far. Too
boy.
far.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
All right,
I got some Moderna in me. How about you? Yes, this week he is a stand-up comedian, actor, and writer. That's just a few of the things that he does. Here's a few others that he has accomplished. He has been featured on the cover of Birmingham's Christian Family magazine. He has been featured on CBS Sports, served as a co-host of official AT&T events for the College Football Playoff National Championship. He was on Uptown Comic on the Bounce Network, as well as Sullivan and Son on TBS. He is a self-proclaimed college football fanalist and was featured on Comedy Central's Kevin Hart Presents Heart of the City. With all of that, and that's just some of what he has done, he is probably most well known for his incredibly popular and incredibly funny YouTube series, How Bama Fans Watch College Football. Please give a warm, unfiltered welcome to Jermaine Funny Mane Johnson. Thank you for joining us.
I know, man. Thank you for that intro. As I heard it, I was like, wow, I really need a vacation.
And that's just a couple of things that you've done.
Right.
Let me tell you what you're walking into here. Okay. We are all huge comedy fans. I've spent some time doing stand-up, and kind of like you, I was on Sports Talk Radio and on the radio as well. But we are a Big Ten fan, which is not me, a Big 12 fan, which is not me, and an SEC fan, which is me. I'm a Florida Gator fan. So that's kind of what you're walking into. We kind of have a couple of segments and a bunch of questions for you. We really appreciate you joining us tonight.
Oh, no problem. Thanks so much, guys, again for having me, and learning that you guys are fans of the respective conferences. I tell you, man, 1 out of 3 ain't bad, as they say.
I have a question. How bad is the Big 12 when it comes to playing defense?
They're pretty bad, and they've been there for a long time. Now their claim to fame is that they were years ahead of the SEC as far as offense. Like, the SEC literally had to catch up with their offensive. Think about what Texas A&M was able to do to the SEC when they came in 2012. Bama felt that wrath. It looks like LSU had the formula for Texas A&M and the athletes then to cover the spread. But by and large, man, nobody could stop that spread out Big 12, throw it around, quarterback run type thing. And now that they've caught up and they've still got the defensive personnel to handle it, it is what it is. But I think the Big 12, or what's left of the Big 12, maybe they can catch up, but I don't know if defense will ever really be their thing. I think they like offense. When you think about states like Oklahoma and Texas, it's just they're wide open. So that's what they like. Like, they like to spread it out, and I think they'll always be offensive heavy.
So that leads me to another question then. Do you think that's because the coaches are jumping to the NFL? Like a Matt Rule, I don't know why Lincoln Kennedy is probably going to make a jump here eventually. Or you go to the vice versa where Saban did it, couldn't do it, and then came back and got, probably made more money going back to Bama than he did when he was in the NFL.
Right.
But then you got us down in Jacksonville. I mean, we're feeling the heat now, obviously, with Urban Meyer, who thinks he can win a championship at Ohio State and come down here and win the Super Bowl at the Jags. Well, he doesn't have it. He's a college schemed football trying to run an NFL team the same way, and it's just not going to work.
Right.
So I get what you're saying. I mean, Keb's probably shaking his head over there going, we need a coach. We just lost ours.
Two things. Number one, Wisconsin will never be Florida. Don't bring it here. Number
Okay.
two.
They will this year. They will this
Here-
year. I'll tell you that
here we
right
go.
now. They will this year.
Number two, Urban Meyer's been here for about 5 minutes.
Well, I know, but the point was relevant.
Yeah, with
Okay.
Urban is a unique situation. I think he tried to bring his bravado to the NFL, and it really doesn't work. When you got guys that make equally or more than you, and all of his off the field stuff that did not help at all, because these guys are coming into rookie camps like, hey, be professional, do this and do that and do this. And then you see a coach that does the opposite, and they're like, okay, why are we listening to this guy? So, but I think I've been watching them the past 2 to 3 weeks. He's actually doing a good job of reestablishing his rapport with the players. They're playing hard. They're playing harder, I would say. But by and large, to your original point, yeah, there are a lot of guys that want those NFL jobs, and their wives want them to have those NFL jobs. Because if you get that NFL job, you're not on the road recruiting 12 months out of the year. You actually have some downtime. You can plant your feet and not worry about a lot of different things. So yeah, I think a lot of guys want those NFL jobs, and they just don't do good to put in the work with coaching in college. Like this, it's a 24/7, 365 thing in college.
All right. Well, I got a couple questions for you here.
Sure.
But kind of like everything, and you're going to watch these guys' eyes roll here. Everything with me happens to start with a story. And pre-pandemic, I know you've been to Jacksonville, and I don't know how familiar you are with where things are at, but I live about 4 minutes from the Comedy Zone. Mm-hmm. And pre-pandemic, me and my wife, who went to Alabama, she says that you were coming here, and we made it a point to go over there and see you. Now, as a member of the local comedy community here, mm-hmm. I know and been doing other things and recognized for other things. I know it is very important, and you said something that night, is very important to be viewed as a honest to goodness stand-up comedian. And I would willing to bet that the majority of people there were there to see you talk about Alabama, and my wife included. And what I was what I thought was very, very cool is you came out and you didn't talk about Alabama at all. You did 30 minutes. Right. And I thought that was really, really cool. So my question is, and I ask every comedian this, is why did you want to be a comedian? Like, how did it all start?
I was class clown, man, from kindergarten, 5th grade, 8th grade, high school. I won the award every grade level. If they had it in college, I'm pretty sure I would have got it then also. But that was it, man. I just always love making people laugh. I believe it or not, man, I hate upsetting people. Like, I hate, that I made somebody feel bad. And even with the internet, I have to do it often because I have to flex a little muscle sometimes, but I just don't like making people feel bad. So it became natural. And then I had some guys here in Birmingham who came before me, and I was able to watch them. But yeah, man, it's very important for me to let people know, look, guys, I've been doing this over 15 years. I can tell jokes, but I know what they're there for. So you're right. It's that first 30, hardcore, just stand up. And then it's kind of a transition into the football stuff. And then it's just Q&A. So I think people get a full experience at my shows, and I love it. I love the formula. People are walking away with big smiles, and it's just been so much fun.
the comedy industry in general is I think it's at a crossroads, or maybe it's just coming back from a crossroad. I don't know if you saw today with the Grammy nominations. Dave Chappelle Grammy and and Louis C.K. Grammy. They've been in a little trouble lately. But what are your feelings on the comedy industry in general? I mean, it seems the country's gotten a little touchy, and that's not. I mean, certainly I know you run a clean show, and I have been known to have a curse word slip or two, so
or 5 or 7.
right, right, but it seems that it's got a little touchy. What are your thoughts on the way that the comedy industry is in general right now?
Well, I had a chance this past Sunday to go see Dave Chappelle in Atlanta. He premiered his documentary to a packed crowd in State Farm Arena. I think I'm old school. I still call it Phillips over there in Atlanta, but I'm sure the people at State Farm pay enough money they want to hear their name on it. But it was great, man. The movie was about 2 hours long. He was just documenting all of his shows that he did in Ohio, this small town he lives in during the pandemic, in a cornfield, and everything that came with that. He flew Chris Rock and Kevin Hart and who was it? Jerry Seinfeld and Jon Stewart, all these great comedians. He was flying to this pasture in Ohio, and he documented all of it. But the current state of comedy, comedians, we got to be bold. That's the only option. We got to be bold, but we've been known as truth tellers, and I've always said, every great comedian, just the great ones, not every comedian, but every great one goes through 3 phases: from joke teller to storyteller to truth teller. Jokes teller, storyteller, truth teller. And I think Dave Chappelle is at his truth telling stage in his own way. And he's giving us the blueprint as comedians. We don't have to say what he says, but he's saying, y'all, you got to stand on your beliefs. Like if you believe something, be able to explain why you believe it and educate people and stand on it. Don't let these people move your needle one way or the other. And we're saying back to him, Dave, we don't have the money you have. So he's a gem right now. Whether you agree with him or not, he's holding his position strong. And I'm one of the people, I actually like cancel culture. I know that sounds weird, but I actually like it. I just think it's still a new tool, but I think it's a tool that is owned by the people. If y'all think back, like 80s, 90s, probably before that, if anybody got canceled, it was, the corporations that did it. And I remember the Dixie Chicks got in trouble one year, and then they went away. Like I remember 2 Live Crew and Luke Skywalker, they got in some trouble and they had to go away. I remember hearing about the Beatles got in some corporate trouble back in their day. So it was all these corporations deciding who's going to be on, who's going to get this, who's going to be in trouble. But now the people own cancel culture. They can cancel corporations. They've done it. But I think because it's such a new tool for us as the public, it's got to be tweaked. It's like, y'all, we can't go 10 on every little thing. You can't be mad every day, okay? Like some stuff we'll be mad about, but you can't. All right, yeah, somebody throws a puppy off a bridge, we know what to do. But somebody calls somebody a bad word, we can't stop the world for that. Like, yeah, some of this stuff y'all got to be able to handle on your own. So I think the people will adjust to it. And I think it makes corporations. We saw what happened with John Gruden, a lot of different coaches. We've seen NFL owners, NBA owners. We saw the some guys get Me Too'd. So it's got everybody kind of heightened right now. It's like everybody's trying to be on their best behavior. And I think that's a good thing to an extent. But, we've got to get better with this tool and not just be, upset about everything every morning. It's exhausting.
So here's why Bama is going to beat Georgia. Okay. Mm-hmm. There's two reasons. Number one, Georgia's stupid. Okay. And Georgia is stupid. Okay.
Except for the Braves. They're okay.
No, I'm saying the University of Georgia is stupid.
Oh, okay.
I love the state of Georgia. I'm going to retire there. Yeah. And number two is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Funny Man, but in all of the games where Nick Saban has played somebody who used to coach for him, the only person to beat him is Jimbo Fisher.
Right.
So that's why Kirby Smart can't win the big game.
I mean, I can't.
I know you don't want to jinx it.
Yeah. And it's not like anything in the past. This is a new Georgia team. Their defense is outstanding. Their offense is efficient. So you got to throw all that old stuff out the window when it comes to this particular Georgia team, and you got to throw everything out the window as it relates to Alabama. I just think these guys got the talent for Alabama to turn it on. And I think they're going to do it. I heard something very interesting I'll share with y'all from some of my buddies in Tuscaloosa, some former players and some guys who are currently coaching there. But I was asking them about, what's going on with this team? Why are they not dominating like this and not that? And they pointed to two things, the NIL and coaching. And what they said about the NIL is, keep in mind a lot of these kids that play for Bama in these big schools, they've been told since they were probably in middle school playing ball that they were the best thing ever in whatever town they came from. So there's an ego involved with it. And then when you added the money on this year, there were some guys who felt like they should have gotten XYZ because of nothing, just because of their own ego. And he says that a lot of guys, and I'm talking about the University of Alabama, I won't call names, but a lot of guys were not going to class. They were not being good teammates. We kind of saw the Jaleel Billingsley situation play out publicly more than others. But then I really started thinking about it. I was like, Bryce, the quarterback, made nearly $1 million this year. And his teammates are seeing this. And there could have been some envy. And as I was started to research and think about, could this really be true? Look at the first half of the season for all the top programs. Ohio State hit a wall for a second there. Clemson hit a wall and never really recovered. Bama was kind of struggling. LSU hit a wall. And these were all the schools where they had the top talent and the guys who got a lot of NIL money. So I think the players this year are having to adjust to that money being added to the formula of college football. And I think there was a little envy, there was a little jealousy. My man talked about the girls on the campus, and now it used to just be if you the best looking guy and you could win a game, you could get the girls. Now you got to be the best looking guy, tall, athletic, win, and have money. So I think there was a lot for these young guys to adapt to. I think they've calmed down across college football, and I think it'll get back to normal. But I think that was a big part of a lot of the inconsistency we saw with the top programs this year.
Well, we thank you for for joining us. And again, it's funnymain.com. It's Jermaine Funnymain Johnson. You have a great Thanksgiving, sir.
Hey man, y'all be blessed. Keep doing your things. And when this show blows up, don't y'all forget about me, man. I got this episode. It's gonna blow up. I know that.
Okay.
That's awesome.
It's gonna blow up like the Challenger.
There you go.
You never know.
There you
never
go.
know.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, sir.
God bless y'all.
All right,
You got it. You too.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
You know, there was a time, St. Joe, where Beebs and I would talk about sports, and then we would get these nasty messages from I forget who, that said that every time we talk about sports, they want to fall asleep. You know,
I wonder
I
who
remember
that
that
was.
yeah.
I think
I don't know who that guy was.
And we were like, and we just had an episode where we basically talked about sports for over an hour. And are you tired? You good?
I'm a little winded.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's different when you're involved and you're not in a car driving off a cliff, because you guys are so boring about talking about Oklahoma and Florida and the game that was never ending.
Little tidbit. In Germany, did you know you now have to have proof of vaccine if you are going to ask someone to euthanize you?
That's right up there with swabbing your arm before they give you a lethal injection.
So I came up with a line. Yes.
That's
So I
awesome.
came up with a line for this. They want to make sure that you will not kill them while they are killing you.
That is absolutely a stupid History Minute episode. That
Because
might be a documentary.
Apparently, this is a hands-on situation. This is a hands-on type of euthanasia.
Come on.
Wow.
Apparently, you have to be so close when you inject somebody or choke them to death. Whichever one you're doing when you're euthanizing somebody in Germany. I don't know how they do it over there, but apparently it's hands-on.
I wonder, when you euthanize somebody, can you use any method of killing them? Like, can you hold a pillow over their face? Or can you chop their fucking head off? Or have you seen The Walking Dead, St. Joe?
Yeah.
You know, do you know what Lucille is?
Oh yeah, the bat.
That's my weapon of choice when I'm euthanizing somebody. I want to hit them with barbed wire in the face.
I don't necessarily think that would
is that poor
classify as
form? Is
euthanasia.
that poor form when you're fucking killing somebody? Oh, sorry, euthanizing somebody. You know, or can I put them in a car in front of me, turn the fucking hazards on, you know, and just run them the fuck over?
Oh boy, no.
Kim, I just had this terrible thought, and I was laughing so hard because you're saying things so fast, but also because this came across my mind. Do you think that they employ like angry people in hospitals to take care of the euthanizing?
You know what?
You've got problems with stress? We can help you out.
You know what I need to do, Beeps, St. Joe? I need to update my motherfucking resume, you know, because I think there is a career opportunity over in Frankfurt, Germany, or wherever the hell, Dusseldorf, or wherever the fuck. You know, it's funny you should bring up Germany. That might rear its ugly head a little later.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, funny you should bring them up.
But I just thought it was funny that you had to provide proof of vaccination because I had no idea how hands-on.
Dude, I want that job.
Was.
I want that job. What do you do for a living? I kill people. By chance, does this person listen to this program?
They do not.
Okay. Well, if you're out there listening and you want to do some dumb shit like that, you're asking to get fucked with. I mean, you really are. You're asking to get ridiculed and all this. And if that were somebody like the next time that I go over there, if I am, if I am invited back over there, my shit is wearing like Dracula paint on my fucking face, and I'll be like, hey man, hot tub time machine,
Now,
I mean,
I will preface this and say that the three of us have a common link and can probably guess this.
Oh, it's him.
Particular person.
Oh, it's him.
So if
let me tell you the unfiltered audience about this fucking guy.
You want to Patel?
This guy.
So now the story has an even bigger twist because you get where it's kind of on as like, whoa. So it's
my favorite. This is like
an even
more. This is my favorite sales story of all time. My favorite sales story of all time.
It gets a little bit more of so Kevin. Now that you know that, it gets even a little bit of a more odd twist to it.
Dude, I love that guy. The minute that I saw him ride up on a fucking Honda motorcycle, I mean, dude drives a fucking Porsche, right? Yeah. And then, so you think like he got a motorcycle, so he's got like a Ducati or fucking Harley or something, some motherfucker rides up on a fucking Honda Goldwing, and I mean, they're Honda Goldwing's about as big as a fucking boat. And dude winds up there to say nothing of the fact that dude weighs about 150 pounds, you know what I'm saying? And that I can't even believe he'd ride a motorcycle because it messed up what's left of his fucking hair. And I mean, but he has so much product in it because he's so prim and proper that I was almost shied away from his purple fucking shirt. And this guy though,
the question was how are you going to carry your samples on that?
Right. I mean it's a sales job, right? It's a sales job.
Samples, right?
Yeah. I mean, dude. No, I'm not knocking anybody with a motorcycle. Okay. I rode one in college. So I'm not knocking that. I think they're cool. The minute my kids, become adults, I'll probably get another one. However, not a fucking Honda Goldwing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get on that thing and I think I'm in the fucking Spaceship Enterprise or Starship Enterprise. Sorry, Trekkies, don't fuck with me. And anyhow, I love it, dude. That makes absolute sense now. This dude doesn't want makeup. You know what? He probably wears fucking makeup.
There's probably a reason that he knows not to do that.
Yeah.
What? So he could be the number one douche canoe on fucking Thanksgiving weekend?
douche canoe. No, but I'm saying there's a reason he knows not to do that because he's gotten into a hot tub before with his makeup on. Boy, if he ever listens to this episode, he's going to hate us.
Dude, I'm going to fucking text it to him.
No,
I still have his fucking number.
No, you're not.
If he keeps fucking with me, I'll publish his number on this. Damn it, we're number 34 on Good Pods. God damn it!
It was very interesting, and I was just like, "Whoa, craziness!" But yeah. So we're just
like
talking
in the middle of passing the mashed potato.
No, but it was just like awkward, situation where you're like,
"What? He makes things awkward? I can't fucking believe that."
Whatever do you mean? Whatever do you mean?
How do you? I mean, the biggest thing is like, how do you position yourself out of that to not be like, okay, time to pack up, time to go home.
Yeah, you fucking get in your car and you leave. That's what's up.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
I could think about. I bet you it's more fun sitting in a fucking German,
euthanasia clinic,
than it is sitting in a hot tub with this guy.
In terms of holiday little people, do you prefer elves, dwarves, or dressed up midgets?
Oh boy.
Go ahead, St. Joe.
I like that's a good one. Well, because I believe that they're real, I'm gonna have to go with elves.
Okay. Elves it is.
I'm reminded of the
Here we go.
the fun Christmas movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And I prefer my midgets or orange.
Oompa loompa.
I prefer them orange with a white jumpsuit and green hair. That's how I prefer the midgets.
Hey, didn't Wizard of Oz come out on Christmas too?
I don't know, but are you referring to the Lollipop Guild? Of people. See, that's just mean to make fun of them. I'm just kidding.
Didn't you just
what's funny is everybody's depiction of a midget. You have the midgets from Oompa Loompa, and then you have the fucking Lollipop Guild. We represent the Lollipop Guild. I mean, it's your depictions.
Okay. So now that you
of
just
the
did
midgets.
Oh my
somebody, please, somebody on Twitter, please light up the Kev and ask him to put that on TikTok.
Oh, that's going on there.
That's going on
when
TikTok.
you guzzle down sweets.
Follow the Yellow Brick Road. Follow the Yellow Brick Road.
Follow the Yellow Brick Road. Yeah, that's the one.
That's awesome.
I do think it came out on Christmas.
I think it might.
I'm gonna say I'm with St. Joe on this one. I like elves.
Elves. I like Keebler elves the best because they're delicious.
Look here.
Yeah, but they aren't Christmas elves. Okay, so
well,
let's be for real on this case. I'm gonna be an elf guy because I don't want to offend all the little people the way that Kev does.
Look here. Call me elf one more time.
You're an angry little elf.
You're an
You
elf.
must be from the North Pole.
Oh man. Okay. Are your decorations up yet?
Nope.
Yes.
Heretic. St. Joe's a heretic.
Mm-hmm.
All you had to do was pull the tree out of the closet.
Nope. Didn't do it.
I mean, it's already all decorated, isn't it?
What do you have against the holidays, dude?
What's your deal, man? You're like the
It's
Scrooge.
November 30th.
Right.
Nope.
And it's after Thanksgiving. If you weren't looking on Twitter, I gave everybody fucking permission. So it's okay.
Oh, you're the Christmas god? Oh, I'm sorry. I
Goddamn
didn't
right,
listen
I'm
to
the
you.
Christmas god.
No, I didn't listen to you.
Now, I'm a Christmas guy, unlike St. Joe, but I feel Beebs is kind of a Christmas guy. So I'm sticking with the Christmas themes until it's not Christmas anymore. Okay. So
Wait, are we about to hear a Christmas miracle?
of sorts.
Oh.
Now,
Okay.
keep in mind, this is called Story Time with Keb, Christmas Story Time with Keb. So you know the with Keb part. It's definitely.
Should I go get a cup of hot chocolate and some marshmallows and a blankie and wrap up, or are we getting ready to talk about this or not?
It's not that long.
Okay.
Gather around the children.
That's what she said.
Whoa. But
Funny you should bring that up.
Oh no! Oh no! No!
So I'm going to preface this story that you are about to be so enamored with when you hear it, that if you know what I'm talking about before I am finished, keep it to yourself, because you might think you know the ending to this, but trust me, you do not. Okay.
I love it.
You do not. Now,
I love it.
you guys give me a lot of shit for being Swedish. and rightfully so, because I give St. Joe a lot of shit about being Catholic, and Beebs, I give you a lot of shit for your coach hightailing it to the Pac-12 because he doesn't want to play in or against a real conference. But not even the Swedish, not the Catholics, not the Big 12 fans, or even the fucking flat earthers could have come up with the dumb shit that I learned about yesterday. Okay. So we put up our Christmas tree on Friday. I put a lot of ornaments on the Christmas tree as Christmas ornaments go. You have many. You have your balls. You have snowmen. You have your candy canes. You have your icicles. You even have that bullshit tinsel stuff that Beeps likes, right? But there seems to be a specific type of ornament that we all leave out. And I was yesterday years old when I found out about this. Okay. And to tell you the truth, I am going to go out and buy one fucking tomorrow. Now, I wouldn't be a good host of the Stupid History Minute without telling you a little bit about said ornament. Okay. No one really knows where this ornament came from or where the tradition comes from. Okay, some say that it's German, and that would make sense since the Nazis do some dumb shit. Some say it's Polish. And now, St. Joe, I know you're waiting for me to make a cheap Polak joke here, but I'm not going to because they wouldn't understand it anyway. And some say it's Austrian. And if it is, Schwarzenegger probably hit it up his ass and brought it over here. Whoever started it, the tradition, term used very loosely, it is that on Christmas Eve, you hide this ornament. Let me say that again. You have to hide this ornament somewhere in the Christmas tree, and the first person that finds it gets some sort of German prize. Like who gets to open the first gift, or who gets it's German, who gets the biggest bratwurst, or again, German, who gets to burn the first Jew. Something to celebrate the fact that they found the ornament first. Do you guys know what this ornament is? Just yes or no would be great. Do you guys have any idea? No?
No.
I'm scared, but no.
Okay. It's a pickle.
Oh my God.
It's a pickle. It's a fucking pickle. The tradition.
I just heard about this.
The tradition, hang on, the tradition, again, term used loosely, is called, quote, hiding the Christmas pickle. I got to tell you guys, in my house, hiding the Christmas pickle means something totally different.
I just heard about this. That is so funny.
Motherfucking Christmas pickle. Do you know how many times to my wife over the past few days I've said hiding the Christmas pickle? And she knew about this. I thought you guys were, because you're from the north. She knew about this. You know, us dumb Southerners down here don't know about hiding a motherfucking Christmas pickle.
The pickle ornament. Yep. I just heard about it.
And the soon-to-be world-famous wife just texted me a picture of the pickle.
So it just looks like it has snow on it.
People who buy the white fucking Christmas tree, you know,
the actual like jet white tree, is that the one you're talking about?
Those people are racist. Those people are the same people. Their matching pajamas are the white robes with the hoods. You know, I mean, that's their matching pajamas right there. You know what I'm saying? You know, people who buy white Christmas trees. So if you're out there and you're buying a white Christmas tree, just send your Christmas bonus over to the Ku Klux Klan. That's how I feel about Christmas trees that aren't green, God damn it.
Oh, I love that one. I like that. That's good. Secret Santa.
Why does that bother you?
Because it's stupid.
Because it's just a fucking money grab. It just is ridiculous. It's just a thing at work that they're going to argue. It's just going to cause a big argument. It's just, should it be a $20 limit? Oh no, let's make it a $25 limit. Well, $25 too much. Let's make it 15. You know what? I don't know. Should we just have one at all? You know what? Does it have to be a white elephant, a Secret Santa? Does it have to be this? Should it be a gift card? Oh my God, it's just a nightmare.
And what's the secret, man? It was started by somebody who's a shitty gift giver. It didn't want their name associated with the fucking shitty gift that they gave. You know what? I mean, what's the big secret? Come on out, show your face. I want to know who gave me the Walgreens gift card for $10.
Exactly. And then no matter what happens, somebody's not happy and they're like, oh my God, I got Karen. Oh my God, I got Sal. Whatever. It's just stupid.
I feel like I'm the only one that's sitting here who understands what Christmas is really about.
Yeah, it's about getting a fucking good gift.
It's about Jesus.
The whole point of Secret Santa is to get someone they don't know who you are, or they don't know that you got them, and you find them something that you know they would want, and it's special and it fits them, and you're excited about it. Boy, I'm surprised. You're not.
Yeah, but that's not. I am, but not people I don't know.
Yeah, no.
That's the fun of it. Like, you have to actually get to know them to know.
You know, I haven't done this in a couple of weeks, but fuck them.
I'm with Kev on this one. This is no.
You guys are Grinches, man. Oh my
No.
goodness.
I'm not a Grinch.
No.
I got a Clark.
Dude, you're freaking
cup.
Jim. You're Jim Carrey over there in the stupid. Okay.
No.
Oh
No.
my gosh. I don't even want to start because he ruined.
Look
The Grinch
here.
for me.
Hey,
Okay.
Beebs,
Ruined the Grinch.
Point of fact. Okay. Point of fact. The Grinch did not hate Christmas. He hated people, which is fair.
No,
I'm
he
just
hated
saying.
the Who's down in Whoville or whatever they're called.
Right. People, which that's fair. You know, I mean, back to, weren't we discussing euthanasia earlier?
Yeah, we were.
All good. And I am talking about the elf on the shelf.
Oh, you found him.
And I found him. So I am, torn because, I mean, my son's 13 years old. So, he is beyond, I believe, the point where he doesn't believe in Santa anymore. Or unless we've done a really good job that he may be hanging on by a thread. But we've done the elf on the shelf for a long time. Well, this year the elf didn't come because I'm done with it. I'm done getting up at 6 a.m. before he wakes up to move him from room to room and hide him. And frankly, I don't know where to hide the little bastard anymore.
How come you don't do it after he goes to bed?
Well, because
I just
forget.
pick him up and throw him in the opposite room. I mean, what's the difference?
Because I forget to move them. And, I get up and that's the problem with it. That's the whole problem with this stupid tradition is that if you forget to move them, then the kid gets mad and he's like, oh, he's in the same spot. And that's the problem I have with that thing.
Here's what you do. Okay. Here's what you do. You take your son. Your son's 13.
Yeah.
Okay. So he gets what is going on in the world, right?
Sure.
Okay. So what you do is you sit him down and you say, son, I'm sorry to be the one to have to tell you this, but the elf has COVID.
Oh, Jesus.
He stood too close to a 5G tower.
And also met with Martika.
Right. But he's looking into buying a Lamborghini.
By your silence, I'm going to guess St. Joe.
My wife does it.
Yeah.
St. Joe, what is it that you do?
He pulls a tree out of the closet.
I mean, look, man, you're bringing me the fuck down. Okay. I'm high on the season. I got the tree up when I said I was going to get the damn tree up. I got the jacket on. The only reason I'm not wearing a Santa hat is because I can't put the damn earphones on over it. You know, I mean, and then you got St. Joe going over here. It's like, is it fucking St. Patrick's Day yet?
I mean, 3 weeks ago, we were all on fire because of DC Glennon. Now, here you are, St. Joe. You're just pulling us down. Pulling us down. Like he's not even plugged in. He doesn't even know what I'm talking about.
You know
Stuffing
what?
stockings. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You want to know St. Joseph traditionally had a first name. Do you want to know what the first name was? Ebenezer.
All right, finish the sentence for me, boys. If I had $1 for every time
Kevin
Finish
said
the
the word
sentence.
fuck.
no, that's what I'd be saying. Every time Kev said the word, no, okay, I'd be a millionaire.
You'd have a bunch of dollars.
Yes, I would.
I am trying to turn over a new. No, I'm not. I put this one in there just so you guys. I know your answer to this one. I'm gonna let St. Joe answer first. Okay, I put this in there to see if you're worldly, B to give you to take a shot at the Keb. Okay, I already know your damn answer. Okay, and now that I've prefaced this with this, everybody listening who listens to this podcast on a weekly basis knows your freaking answer too. I just want to see. I just want to see if I open the door, if you can go through it. You know what I'm saying? What do kids in Sweden leave for Santa?
Let's see. A lutefisk is in Norway. Let's see. Chocolate, probably in Copenhagen.
Go ahead, say it.
One big giant fucking meatball.
All right. Beans, do you want to take a crack at what they actually leave for Santa?
Hot cocoa.
Don't they leave like empty wooden
No, they don't
shoes
leave.
or something?
Oh, that's
They don't
Holland.
wear, that's fucking Holland, man.
Oh,
if
sorry,
you're gonna make
sorry.
fun of me, get your fucking geography correct. No,
chef's hats. Chef's hats.
No, not chef's hats. Okay, look
flying
here,
fish.
Look here. For everybody out there, the Muppets are a creation from America. St. Joe,
for
you
that,
were not far from what you said.
With meatball?
No, they don't leave a fucking meatball.
With
they
the
don't,
lutefisk?
they don't leave a chest of drawers from IKEA either.
Do they leave a herring
No, they don't leave a herring either.
with lutefisk?
No, they leave coffee.
Oh,
Do they leave coffee?
They
Okay.
leave coffee.
my next guess was Fedka.
We're gonna need,
Nespresso.
Santa's
All right.
got to stay warm. All right.
in Mexico, children celebrate Christmas by breaking.
Pinata.
Glass.
Correct.
Wait, which one was it?
It was
Pinata?
pinata.
Okay,
Wait,
because I said
pinata?
glass. Okay.
Okay.
Or was it a young girl's hymen? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no, that's the quinceañera. I'm sorry.
All right. All right. What? Here's a loaded one for you.
That was
St. Joe-
Beeb's, that was my Christmas
for the record.
Podcast. I can't believe you just.
And for the record, 2 records here. Number 1, St. Joe said that and not Kev. And number 2, he made Beebs face palm, not Kev.
Merry Christmas, Beebs.
Jeez. Sounds like it's a pretty Merry Christmas in Mexico.
Arriba, arriba.
All right.
Underly.
Once again, that's St. Joe at UNF Pod.
Oh my god!
You can have that one. You can have that one, sir. That's you can have it.
Oh, I'm setting them up for this one too. And I really wish,
Dude,
I
you said
really,
you're from Wisconsin. I mean, what do they do up there? I mean,
They're all over. Oh well.
dude, suddenly you got the joy out of him.
Oh yeah,
It is the joy. Just sees the joy. Oh my gosh.
We're not gonna pull it together, are we? You're just gonna keep going, aren't you? Just gonna okay.
She's the greens. Oh god. That's funny. Okay. All right, here we go.
All right.
What's your next question, Kevin?
Are you ready for this?
I'm not. I am not, dude. Dude, you got me sweating through this robe now.
God, I wish you were asking me this question.
Okay, here we go.
What holiday tradition did Germany create?
Wait. Oh my god, if it was you, you'd say something like Bernard Jew. What? Oh my god, what holiday tradition did Germany create?
Is this pre-World War II or
They lit the oven. Sorry. Hey, look, man. People can't get mad at me for doing that stuff. That's like historically correct. You know, not very nice.
Oh god, ballpark mustard.
No, they actually created the hymen. Merry Christmas, everybody.
That would yeah.
I have no idea.
All right. Back to reality. Here.
Full is a real answer. That's what I want to know.
It was
I like...
Christmas trees.
Okay.
Preferably green ones.
Really? Germans created the Christmas tree. All right.
Yeah, it's a pagan holiday.
How do you say Merry Christmas in Spanish?
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Ouch. Oh my gosh.
Hey, honey, why was your podcast 4 hours?
You're not going to want to listen to this one.
We couldn't get it together.
We could never get it together because St. Joe, who's a Catholic.
Dude, now do you believe me? These fucking Catholics, they're up to some shit. They're up to some shit.
Oh my god.
Ouch.
Oh.
Yeah, ouch.
Oh. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Oh, that may be the best.
Never in my wildest dreams did I think this list would be this fun.
Well, give us a stupid tweet of the. I'm kind of interested to hear the stupid tweet of the week.
You know, it's Christmas related.
I'm sure that's why I'm interested.
It's Christmas related, as I try to keep with the theme. You know, but this one, I specifically thought of you.
Me?
Yes.
Why? Well, I guess we're gonna find out
because you're probably not gonna appreciate it. St. Joe, you know, he'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
But you know, all this during the holiday season, the Christmas season, we can lose sight of the true meaning of Christmas through all the shopping and through all, you know, the hustle and the bustle and the everything we've talked about tonight, you know, the stuffing of the stockings and putting together bikes at 2:00 in the morning and losing our hymens in Mexico. Everything that we've talked about tonight, we really need to get back those of you, and I'm not a preacher, but I'm gonna get my preach on real quick. Okay, we need to get back of the real reason for this season, and this my man on Twitter here, he believes the same thing, but he has two requests for everybody out there, and his request, and this is the stupid Christmas tweet of the week, brought to you by the Stupid History Minute, 70 episodes now streaming. And my man, I'm gonna give you his first name. His first name is Everett, and I'm not gonna give you his at because I don't want everybody to go at him. But he says, what we really need to do is put Christ back in Christmas and put the goddamn Southwest chicken melt back on the $5 footlong menu. that is the stupid tweet of the week, brought to you by the Stupid History Minute.
I didn't really like the sandwich, but hey, man, whatever you need to bring back. I thought he was going to say the McRib.
Was reminded when you said Tito's about the mission trip, Kev.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
How's the planning of that?
Did
Did your GoFundMe come through?
I've been working on it. I've been working on it a little bit. I've
Yeah.
been thinking about hiring some more people on, and
You got a chauffeur yet?
a show. No, I got a couple. I got a couple
Have you got
positions
any open
open.
positions?
I got a
Yeah.
couple. I'm thinking about hiring Martika for the missionary position. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna hire Uncle. I'm gonna hire Uncle Jaime for the inspector position.
Those of
my
you out
goodness.
there, it's Saint Joseph at Saint Joseph UNF Pod.
Yep. I was talking to Uncle Jaime though, and he he said it's really like the quote Beebs the other week. It's going to be a really hands-on position. There's a lot of inspecting to do. Yeah. But I was looking at a little bit more at the plans.
Wait. Oh, I thought you were going to say something
I
else.
was looking a little bit more at the plans and the young orphanage or women's health area that we're going to go. Not going to believe it. Next to a piñata factory.
And the Kev might enjoy this one, but back in the day, if you were a female and you didn't want to be sold into slavery, then your parents had to create a dowry so you could then become married. A dowry was what was given to your husband so that he would take you as his wife, right? Mm-hmm. So on 3 different occasions, St. Nicholas was suspected of on Christmas Day throwing gold into the window of families who did not have any money for their daughter's dowry. So as to avoid them getting sold into slavery, he would collect a bunch of money, and then on his way by on Christmas Eve during the night, he would throw it in. And a couple of times the gold landed in the stockings that were hung by the fire to dry.
Did one of them
Kinda
happen
strange,
to fall
but
into the crib of John Wallace?
What?
Who the fuck
And then
is
he
John
held-
Wallace?
And then he gained his freedom.
That's William Wallace.
Okay, whatever his name is.
He
William
called him
Wallace.
John.
William Wallace.
That's one of the best movies ever.
John William, whatever
Come on,
his
man.
name is.
Oh, goody. Guess what time it is?
You're all right.
So as I was thinking what has transpired since 1 week ago, I was thinking, what type of story could I tell the good old kiddies for Christmas? And I'm reminded of the age-old classic, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," but St. Joe, Beebs, I've made some alterations. So,
oh boy.
without further ado, this is "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," Keb style. "'Twas the night before Christmas, and Santa's a wreck. How to live in a world that's politically correct. His workers no longer would answer to elves. Vertically challenged, they were calling themselves. Most people call them midgets.
This is
In labor conditions at
call me off one more time.
In labor conditions at the North Pole were alleged by the Union to stifle the soul. 4 reindeer had vanished without much propriety, released to the wilds by the Humane Society. And equal employment had made it quite clear that Santa had better not use just reindeer. So Dancer and Donner, Comet and Cupid were replaced with 4 pigs, and you know that looked fucking stupid. The runners had been removed from his sleigh. The ruts were termed dangerous by the EPA. And people had started to call for the cops when they heard sled noises on their rooftops. Secondhand smoke from his pipe had his workers quite frightened. His fur-trimmed red suit was called unenlightened. And to show you the strangeness of life's ebbs and flows, Rudolph was suing over unauthorized use of his nose and had gone on Geraldo in front of the nation, demanding millions in overdue compensation. So half of the reindeer were gone, and his wife, who suddenly said she'd had enough of this life, joined a self-help group, packed and left in a whiz, demanding from now on her title was Ms. And as for the gifts, why, he'd never had a notion that making a choice could cause so much commotion. Nothing of leather, nothing of fur, which meant nothing for him and nothing for her. Nothing that might be construed to pollute, nothing to aim, nothing to shoot. Nothing that clamored or made lots of noise, nothing for just girls or nothing for just boys. Nothing that claimed to be gender specific, nothing that's warlike or non-Pacific. No candy or sweets, they were bad for the tooth. Nothing that seemed to embellish the truth. And fairy tales, while not yet forbidden, were like Ken and Barbie, better off hidden. For they raised the hackles of those psychological who claimed the only good gift was one ecological. No baseball, no football. Somebody could get hurt. Besides, playing sports exposed kids to dirt. Excuse me. Dolls were said to be sexist and should be passed. And Nintendo would rot your entire brain away. Sorry. So Santa just stood there, disheveled, perplexed. He could just not figure out what to do next. He tried to be merry. He tried to be gay, but you got to be careful with that word today. His sack was quite empty, limp to the ground. Nothing fully acceptable was to be found. Something special was needed, a gift that he might give to all without angering the left or the right. A gift that would satisfy with no indecision each group of people, every religion, every ethnicity, every hue, everyone, everywhere, even you. So here is that gift. It's a price beyond worth. May you and your loved ones enjoy peace on this earth.
Oh,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Look at the cub.
Oh man, with the finish. Holy cow.
What is the sport that they are playing or participating in the opening scene?
Football.
Wrong.
Soccer,
Wrong.
baseball,
Wrong.
hockey,
Close. They're ice skating.
cricket,
No, they're ice skating.
Why don't we just name like 5 more sports?
pickleball.
Pickleball. Oh, pickleball. No.
Is that a sport you guys are going to practice on your missionary journey?
Well, there's a pickle involved.
It's called hiding the Christmas pickle.
Yeah.
All right, Keb, let's hear it.
All right. So, can we all agree St. Joe's had a big week?
St. Joe went from like here to like way up here. You know what I mean? Last week.
St. Joe is a pseudo celebrity. You know, I mean, St. Joe's had a big week. Okay. He got us, this, I'm pretty sure that with our new friends that are hitting our, one of our social media, I'm not going to tell you which one, you could guess, because like one, okay, so as our social media goes, and I'm not going to name which one and all this, but one of them would you guys agree on one of them? We are very protected by our listeners.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
On one of them, that's like our mainstay, and then on another one of them, we don't really do much, and then on the one we don't really do much at all, but we have, thanks to yours truly, wound up pissing some people off. So for those of you that are joining us to see what the fuck this is, which was the whole fucking point, and if all I'm going to say is if you can't figure out what all that was, you just, I don't know what to do for you. I mean, you're exactly who we thought you were. If you can't,
they are who we thought they were.
Yeah, if you can't figure out,
and we let them off
the hook. What all that nonsense was about, and it was nonsense. If you can't figure that, but St. Joe's have a big week. You're talking about nonsense here. And that's our whole gig, is that we have nonsense. But St. Joe's a big week. He's setting up the mission trip, and all that good stuff. He's got the GoFundMe going off. So how could I not keep him in mind when looking for the stupid Christmas tweet of the week? How can I not keep him in mind? He is the focal point of the Unfiltered podcast right now. So this is the stupid Christmas tweet of the week, brought to you by the Stupid History Minute. 70 episodes downloading, season 2 coming to you second week of January, guys. Can't wait.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna have 20 new episodes coming your way.
Nice.
Okay, so that being said, stupid tweet of the week, Christmas tweet of the week. This is by a guy named Caleb, and he says things, and he says, hang on, let me get it together here real quick.
Oh boy.
He says, the secret in Secret Santa is that I have $35 fucking dollars in my bank account. Now I have to use $20 of that to buy my cousin's girlfriend fuzzy socks and a 3-wick candle.
Getting in the spirit of it.
That is the because I know you love the Secret Santa, and dude, that shirt, I gotta tell the people real quick. One night we were if you think the nonsense stops here, folks, when we get off the air, trust me, it doesn't. If we can publish some of our tweets, shit, and our text messages. Yeah, so we're all fucking around with each other one night and sending people. I think I start and we're toying with the idea in 2022 of doing some merch, And I know you guys want the Unfiltered merch. Got to have that shit. Why couldn't you have it out for fucking Christmas so I could give it to my fucking cousin's girlfriend instead of the fuzzy socks and the 3-wick candle? But I digress. So I set up a shirt for St. Joe that said something to the effect of, I got this shirt from my secret Santa. It sucks and I hate it.
Very nice. Very nice, sir.
You know those Uncle Sam shirts that have like the finger that are pointing at saying, I want you, or want like that.
I'm totally fucking floored about what you're about to fucking say.
I think I'm gonna get one where Uncle Jaime and have the finger pointing up. And Uncle Jaime wants you. Something to that effect.
Dude. Oh my goodness.
Real quick, I saw this newscast out of Gainesville, and the guy who has the largest Christmas decoration in it's actually a little south of Gainesville. It's in a place called Williston, Florida, and he has the largest Christmas light display, music, full thing. It's like that fucker on Beauclair Road around the corner.
Yeah.
And he's got all this. And so the news comes out. It's fucking classic. And the news comes out, and he's like, "Yeah, what prompted you to do this?" And he's just like, "Well, my neighbor down there had Christmas lights, and this other neighbor had Christmas lights, and fuck them. And this guy had Christmas lights, and that guy had a trailer over there, and he had Christmas lights. So I just say, you know what? I'm tired. I'll just do enough Christmas lights for everybody, like that." And they're like, "Really? That's awesome. What does the Christmas season mean to you?" He's like, "I don't know. I'm Jewish."
That's
awesome.
Dude, it's straight out of Williston, Florida, where you got to drive 35 miles out of the way to go look at some fucking lights. We will we'll be on one of the social medias. We're going to leave it at that. We're very excited for a 2022. Big things coming. And for Beebs, for St. Joe, my name is the Keb, and we will catch you guys next time.
Catch you on the flippity flop.